Hi there, I'm Laura, and along with my partner Thibaut and a team of inquisitive teens, we produce this series that answers the questions about what teenagers are really all about. Well, they actually produce it, and edit it, and write it, and host it. They do it all. It's pretty amazing. So given the resources, the guidance, and the reins, let's see what they come up with. You in? Hi guys, today on Teenage Critic we are heading out to Rock Spot Climbing Rock Gym, and then we're going to show you how a snow skateboard is made and what you can do once you learn how to use it. Stick around.
Hi guys, it's Sama with Teenage Critic. I'm here at Rock Spot Climbing in Lincoln, Rhode Island. I'm here with
Kat Waterhouse.
And what is your job here?
I'm the Director of Marketing and Special Events.
So could you tell me a little bit about what Rock Spot Climbing is all about?
We're indoor climbing facilities for all ages, all abilities. We have 2 Rhode Island locations and 2 in Boston, and it's just lots of fun.
So what is your job here?
I do all our social media accounts and basically making sure that other people know about climbing because we're kind of a hidden gem sometimes.
So what kind of different walls do you have here? Different courses? I'm not really sure.
We have 3 types of climbing. We have bouldering, which is climbing lower to the ground without ropes. We have top rope climbing, which is what you traditionally think of with one person tied in, someone else tied into the other end holding the rope. And we have lead climbing, which is an advanced type of climbing.
So you said the advanced type of climbing. Are there any that are specifically easier than others or for different levels?
We take all ages, all abilities very seriously, so we set routes for every ability and age. We actually have youth programs that start at age 4. I started at 2.5, so we've got lots of little climbers. We also have climbers in their 60s and 70s, so something for everyone.
So I noticed on the walls there's all these different tape next to each grip.
Yep, hold.
Holds.
Yep.
So what are those different colors and what does the tape mean?
Good question. So the different tape is a route up the wall. It's a specific path that our team of route setters have put up for you. And at the bottom there's a little piece of paper that tells you the level of difficulty. So you can look at that and say, okay, that's a B for beginner. I'm going to climb just the holds that have yellow tape next to them, all the way to the top, and it's a beginner level climb. And then you can challenge yourself, pick one that has an A for advanced.
Oh, that's really cool. So I've noticed that there's a sign that says no street shoes. So what sort of shoes and are there any outfits or what do you recommend?
So for clothing, you want to dress comfortable. Yoga pants, something that moves easily, and a t-shirt is perfect. We will give you climbing shoes the first time you come. Climbing shoes are a specific type of shoe. They have a sticky kind of rubber that allows you to really grip on the wall. They're also designed to put all the power of your foot into your big toe, kind of like a ballerina toe shoe, so that you can stand on something really small and little. They're not always the most comfortable thing, but we also sell shoes in the store, so once you get climbing a lot and you want to pick up your own pair, we have lots of different styles, different levels of aggressiveness, advanced to beginners that you can pick up for yourself.
Okay, cool. What sort of programs do you have here? Do you have different teams, classes?
It depends on the time of year. So right now we're in the school year, so we have after school and weekend classes for kids. That's ages 4 through 18 basically. And then vacation week, we have a school vacation camp, which meets every day from 9 to 4. And in the summer, we have a day camp, an indoor camp, that can do half day or full day. And then we have an outdoor camp that is full day that travels all over New England climbing outdoors, which is really fun.
So besides camps, do you have any competitive teams or any sort of competitions?
Yep, with the after school programs, one of those programs is a competitive climbing team. We actually just sent 2 girls to nationals last week, which was really exciting. We got to watch them live stream compete, which was really, really cool. They were in Wisconsin. And our team always sends some kids to nationals. They're incredibly strong, talented kids. I'm impressed. They climb better than me.
Can you talk a little bit about the outdoor activities, specifically in the winter? I mean, it must be much harder with everything covered in snow.
Yeah, I mean, some years we look out where there isn't a whole lot of snow, and you can go to Lincoln Woods and get some bouldering in. Lincoln Woods has some really incredible bouldering. Right now, it's really snow covered and not really doable. So the only option is really ice climbing, which we have an ice festival that we do every year up in New Hampshire. We provide the gear, and you get to try it out if you've never ice climbed before. It's really great if you've never tried it before. But pretty much that's your limit, that in indoor gyms, which is why we're always busier in the winter. And then in the summer, there's all sorts of local places that you can do top roping, bouldering, and sport climbing.
And are there outdoor teams as well that are specifically just for outdoor?
Our gym does not. There are around the country some competitions that are outdoors because the routes or the problems you're going to climb in an outdoor climb are the same, so people have the opportunity to try it over and over and over and over. There isn't as much of a level of surprise, whereas when we do a competition inside, we change all these holds around and we set a specific route for the competition. So we can set it at the level we want it to be, we can have it, we can change it up so no one's seen it before the competition, which really levels the playing field. So there are outdoor competitions in existence, just not really any out here.
Well, I noticed it's kind of crowded here right now. How do you make room on the wall for everybody? Are there different hours that people can come in?
Well, we're open 10 a.m. to midnight every day, which really helps spread out, your user groups. But there's always going to be times that are busiest. School vacation, any day off from school. So on Monday holidays are always crazy. And on those days, usually morning to early afternoon is the busiest. And then around late afternoon, everyone kind of goes home, they're tired. So if you want to kind of skip the crowds on school vacation week, late afternoon is good. Any evening after work is also a really busy time. We have a lot of customers who come in after their workout, do a nice workout until about 10 o'clock or so it's down.
But when it is really crowded, how do you deal with that? Are people assigned different spots on the wall?
Well, the best thing about our community here, and I call it a community because it really is that everyone who comes here is awesome, and they share nicely on the walls. We have, at this particular gym in Lincoln, we have 50 top rope stations, plus the bouldering, so there's a lot of different places people can be, and they're also taking rests and breaks in between, so very rarely are you waiting for a climb. People just kind of wait their turn and say, hey, can I climb that one next? And everyone's really friendly about it.
That's really cool that everyone really, is really respectful.
It's my favorite part about this gym. Everyone's just really awesome.
What about safety? What do you do to keep everyone safe? I mean, it seems pretty dangerous. What if you fall?
Well, really, it's up to the user to be safe, and we do our best. When you first come in, we do an orientation. So we're going to teach you kind of the basic safety things you need to know around here. Anyone 12 and older can operate an auto belay by themselves, which allows you to climb the top rope walls without a partner. So if you're under 12, we'll show your parents. If you're 12 or older, we'll show you. And that takes about 15 minutes for us to go over, make sure you understand how to use the equipment properly and safely. We also have lots of signage around the gym to remind you of safety and remind you to double check everything. When you're climbing with a partner, there's a checks and balance. So if I was climbing with you, I would check your setup and your equipment, and we would have and you would check my setup and equipment, and we would have a verbal command back and forth to make sure we're both ready to go before anyone steps on the wall. And when you're using an auto belay, we have the signs on there so you can do your own check and balance with the signage.
And have there ever been injuries here? And if there is, what's the procedure? What do you do?
Like any sport, especially that falls into the category of extreme sports, climbing is dangerous. We do want to make sure that is understood. And we do have policies and procedures in place when there is an injury, as far as who to contact, filling out forms and ice packs and all that. Our summer camp staff are all CPR certified, and I believe all the managers are first aid and CPR certified. So there's always somebody on staff who can assist, but 9 times out of 10 we leave it to the professionals if it is a serious injury.
And when you mentioned mentioned, of course, people take breaks, and when they do, what can they do? Is there any food here? What if they get hungry, especially for camps?
Yep, we have some vending machines. We have a really awesome assortment downstairs of Cliff Bars, Crave Jerky, Honey Stinger, really yummy, yummy stuff. We also have a deal with a local pizza place, so they can deliver pizza for birthday parties or groups that come in. And then for camps, a lot of kids bring a bag lunch.
And what about extra cardio? I read a bit on the website that for some more advanced people, you have extra cardio here. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So up here on the second floor is our training area. We have right now we only have a bike. If you're looking to get one more piece of equipment, and then we also have a training area where it's kind of set up with climbing specific training pieces called hang boards and hip boards. That allow you to do kind of finger strength and arm strength type of workouts, as well as a place to do stretching, a little bit of free weights, things like that.
And if someone was interested in coming here to climb, what can they do? What's the information?
So you go to our website, www.rockspotclimbing.com. We also have a Facebook page set up. We have one for the company, but then each location has a Facebook page. So we definitely recommend liking them on Facebook because you'll get the local news and updates.
And what are the prices?
So prices vary for a day pass with gear. If you go to the website, you'll find all that information there.
Okay, thank you so much for talking with me today.
Pleasure.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna see behind the walls.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So back behind the walls.
It's gonna be interesting.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's a secret door.
Woo! Come on in.
It's storage.
So this is where we store all the holds and bolts and other equipment for the gym. But you can see what the back of the walls look like, which is really cool.
Who built them? Ask her who built them.
Do you ever need to adjust them?
We do have to repair back here occasionally, but those little pieces of metal in the wall are called T-nuts, and they allow us to change the holds from the outside without having to come back here. So unless they get threaded or stuck, we have to come back here.
Who did the original building?
A company called Rockworks, which is out of Western Mass. They've built all 4 of our facilities, and it's a really cool process of the welded steel and then the wood, and then there's kind of a chicken wire type thing with the cement on the outside, and then putting the T-nuts in. It's really cool to watch them build.
Oh, do you know if they do other things besides building rock walls?
I believe rock walls are their main business, but they also do like tricks and stuff for skate parks, for BMX. Because we actually have a section of wall up at our Boston Dedham gym that looks like a big curved wall. We call it the wave. But really, what it is, if you turned it on its side, it's a quarter pipe. Which is kind of cool. It's the same technology to build a quarter pipe. They just turned it on its side and made it into a climbing wall.
This is where you get all the ropes.
New England Ropes. That is who supplies all of our ropes.
Do you guys ever do the portable put up
We
walls?
already said that.
Yeah. We have a portable wall.
Where do you keep that at?
That is, well, right now, one of them is actually at the convention center because we'll
Yeah.
be at the flower show. So we brought that over on Friday so that it was in there and ready. And then the second wall, I believe, is covered in snow back there.
That? Alright, so rule number 1, no running. Rule number 2, no swinging on the ropes. 3, no grabbing the clips. 4, no going in the bouldering area without your babysitter, okay? You can do that.
was fun. It was really hard though. My arms hurt now.
Thank you so much for showing us around. We all had a blast.
Awesome, my pleasure. Thanks for coming.
You guys stay tuned for what's coming up next. If you get a chance, you should really come here. It's a lot of fun.
All right, bye, you guys.
Hi, I'm Chip McDoodle, and this week I'm going to show you how to make something epic for winter. This is a skankboard, a DIY snow skate that costs you next to nothing to make. Check it out. As you may have realised by now, taking off the tracks off my normal skateboard and just riding that in the snow does not work. Now I'm going to show you how to modify it to make it fly down snow.
Start by drawing a line here, then measuring out 2 inches from where your track holes are and draw a dot. After you've done that, mark the other 3 sides and then drill them with pilot holes.
Now it's time for the runners. We've decided to use 16mm by 16mm by 1mm box section. We find that this works the best for our skankboards. And what we're going to do now is mark it and bend it. We bend this by first laying it on our skateboard in our rough points and working out where the board actually has to be bent. We now check out where the board starts to bend and then we make the bar follow it. So what we do is mark a line here, and there's only one way to bend a bar like that, and that's with a hammer. When the bar is bent on both sides, it should fit nice and snugly to the skateboard, just like that. This is how a skankboard works. Once you've done one, it's time to do the other side. It's important about getting the back edge of the bar as smooth as possible, the bit you ride on, because this bit you don't have to worry about. After bending both the bars, you stick them to your skateboard. It's now time to clamp them and drill them in. Yeah. Got some of those mason will come as well.
Mason.
So,
Mason got to start skating.
We now drill in to mark a hole in the metal bar.
It's important to remember that the big hole is at the bottom of the runner and the small hole is at the top. One lets the head of the screw come through and the other doesn't. This is what keeps it to your skankboard.
It's very important when screwing your skank runners together, they're both in line with each other. This is a word called parallel. If these are not parallel together and one tapers off the wrong way, you find yourself not going straight. And we had problems with this last year. So now we ensure that every time we measure twice, 3 times, 4 times, just to make sure it's all together, solid, so you guys know you're going to go in a straight line. As you can see, we've now put both runners on here, and we've got a couple of screws to cut, and we've got to trim the edge. It's now time to cut off the excess. As you can see, this is excess. We're going to mark to that line, and we're going to chop it off. There you have a semi-finished skankboard. What we're going to do now is put the straps on it. You can use literally anything for straps. We recommend bag straps or an old belt. I'm going to start by folding your strap. Now for your strap as close as you can to the edge of your skateboard. Remember, our straps are going at that angle. Once it's screwed on tight, then it's time to do the other one. You want to do this on both sides for both feet. We've now finished the skankboard top and bottom. We're going to now fill in these holes with some wax.
Start by cutting the strip out to the sand like that. Roll it nice and tight. Push it inside the hole and let it unravel. With a bit of skate wax or an old candle, you want to put a rough layer on top. This stops most of the liquid wax from leaking too much into the skateboard. Make sure you push it in nice and tight. Once the hard layer is in, we're going to melt some more wax and drip it on top. This will melt everything and join it all together just like that. Once you've left that dry and it's gone quite hard, it's time to take off the surface. What I'm going to do, you can use a knife, you can use anything. And what I'm going to do is take the top off, just like that. Leaving a nice, smooth hole that's been filled.
And that's it. That's how to make a skankboard. I made mine 3 years ago and it's still holding up now. Don't forget to send me your pictures and videos of you skankboarding. I've been Chip McDoodle and I support skankboarding.
Nu har vi fått lite kyla så nu känns det väldigt bra igen.
Ja, men du bor riktigt uppe på fjället. Var det 7 minusgrader nu?
Ja, precis. Men tyvärr följde det med lite vind på det där då, så att just nu så blåser det lite där mycket.
Ja.
Vi får se hur dagen utvecklas. Vi har ju gått ner någon sekundmeter sen 6:30 i morse, så det verkar som det går åt rätt håll i alla fall. Så får vi hoppas att som sagt både kabin och gondolen kommer igång då. Just nu så är det ju minus 27, 29 kilometer.